Hey everybody, this is Mike with One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm doing a playthrough of the first couple bosses in Boss Fighters QR, and disclaimer that I got a review copy of this one. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also listen to our weekly podcast for reviews and design discussions, or join the conversation and say hi on our Discord. So as you can probably guess from the name, Boss Fighters QR does require you to use a device because you're going to be scanning QR codes for your cards that are on the back of every card. So they did not go the altered TCG path with this one where the QR codes are on the front. What you're going to do is you're going to actually just hold up your QR code in front of the camera as you play each card. All right, so I've created a party, and I'll kind of show you how this goes. Just walk you through the tutorial. So we're going to take a seat. In solo, you have to control two characters. It's really meant for multiplayer. So I'm going to scan my hero and class card. There are 4 heroes. I'm using the Copper Dwarf, and 4 classes. I'm using the Warrior. So I'm going to scan each one. Oh, they already got it. See? So pretty quick. There's also like sound effects and music, by the way, if you're in the app. And then I got to click a seat. Oh, I'm going to say my name is Mike, and I'm sitting over here. Okay, and then I'm going to do it. My other character is a jungle troll mage, kind of channeling my Warcraft 2 vibes over here. And we'll say that's Peter, because he's who I was playing with last night. Okay, and then when you're ready, you go ahead. And so we are going to start with the tutorial boss, the Puppet, or Mr. Puppet. I'll also show you the Prince. All the boss stuff is handled in here, so you're only worrying about your own cards. So we jump in, and we've got his life value here, 48. The skull, they're actually going to tell you about it, and this is a status effect he does, but the game kind of teaches you about all this. So we'll click the legend. This spinning dummy appears harmless and does not seem to have any special abilities. Do not expect any resistance. Great. So we go forward, and here he is, and it says, draw our cards. Show to briefly show. We've got our card value is a combination of our character and our class. So the Copper Dwarf has 5, the Warrior has 1, so I'm going to have a 6-card hand each round. And our starting health is also done the same way, 24 for the Warrior Dwarf. And the Jungle Troll also has 6 cards and 23. Okay, so we've got this deck of cards. It is a combination of cards from my Dwarf. You can see that the little like side things here match. And from my class. In this tutorial fight, you only have 6 from each, but right afterwards, you'll unlock your full basic deck, which makes it 10 cards from each, so you have a 20-card deck. But I'm going to draw my 6 cards, and they are a mix of different attacks and defensive cards and other things, although in this initial battle, you're not going to have anything too complicated. And I'm going to do the same with my mage, also a 6-card hand, and then we'll actually talk you through how things work. So it's round 1, and it says Mr. Puppet is raising defenses and preparing to attack. Sorry, that was a little bit quick. So the attack values you can see here, it's how much he's going to attack each person for. Okay, so this round he's going to attack the Dwarf for 4 damage and the Troll for 5. We can block that with some of our cards if we so choose. Anything we don't block is going to go through. If either of us loses all our health, we lose the game. I'll tell you the Puppet doesn't really do enough damage for that to happen, but it's just something to keep in mind. He also raises his defenses. Usually he'll have kind of ablative armor to start off on each of the 3 attack types you can do, which means that your team wants to focus down on one type when possible because you'll get through his armor a lot better. This round, it doesn't matter. So we get to choose who's going to start this round. What the hey, we'll say the Dwarf. And it says, Mike, perform 1 action. And if you look on the app, you'll see that I have 3 little white dots here. We're going to alternate character to character, playing 1 card from our hand. That takes 1 action until we run out of actions. So let's look at our options a little bit. We've got basic attacks like this Tunnel Blaster, a 2 ranged attack. We've got Rock Cleaver, a 4 damage melee attack. Some attacks, though, are a little bit different in that they are supports. You'll see a plus here. They deal their own damage, like here 5 damage, but you can only play them if at least 1 player, doesn't have to be you, has played a matching attack in this round. So once I play the Rock Cleaver, I'll unlock the ability to play the Morningstar, although it's going to hurt me for 2 health. I've got a Lightning Blade for 3 magic. Those are the 3 types of attacks. And then I've got some defense and protection cards. This one is 4, this one is 2, and then 2. Every time you protect, you choose which character to put it on, so you can protect yourself or somebody else, and you reduce the damage incoming to them by that number. So what I'm thinking this round is I'll do Rock Cleaver into Morningstar, and then probably do Titanium Bracers or the chest piece. So let's start out with the Rock Cleaver. And I'm going to hold the card up to the app, and it knows I played it. It tends to work really well, and it tracks the damage automatically. You can see -4 damage there. He's down to 44. And I leave this in my played area next to my character. I will not discard it until the end of the round. All right, Peter's up now. And he's got his own protection card, his own magic. He's got a Toad Smoothie. A hero of your choice gains 3 health points and then draws 2 cards, although we can't gain health above our starting health. Got Horn of the Chieftain. A hero of your choice draws 3 cards and can perform 1 action immediately. That's pretty awesome. Energy Drain also heals and does damage, and more range attack. Okay. Since we're not hurt much, I might just do these 3 this round. So, sure, let's start off with a little bit of range damage. There we go. And I'm going to come around with my Morning Star. Now, here's an important thing. Your health is not tracked in the app. I know it might seem weird, but they said it so you don't have to scan things as often because there are like lots of things that can change your health. So I do have to track the 2 hit points I just lost from using my Morning Star in the app myself. Okay, then Peter's going to do a Spirit Spear at them. I'm going to go and use my chest piece for 4 block. And let's put it on Peter. There we go. And then he's going to use his grandpa's belt, and he can put it on me. All right, so we have gone through. Yeah, this would be like tutorializing through the rulebook. We'll skip that. It's the boss's turn. So they're going to hit us for whatever remains. So each of us is taking a single point of damage because that's what we didn't block. So it's a sweeping attack. So Peter loses 1 health. Again, I have to track this myself. And I lost 1, so I'm at 21. Peter's at 22. Now you discard all the cards you played this round. And you can also discard any number of remaining cards you want. I feel like my character's not going to be as good with range and magic, although this is a 3 damage one, so I guess I'll keep that. The titanium bracers seem fine. And then, I don't know if I want all this healing. I mean, the Horn of the Chieftain gives you a free action right back. So yeah, let's get rid of these other 2. Okay, then we're going to draw back to our hand size. If we were above our hand size from draw effects, we would discard it down. So the dwarf's at 6. So there's the troll. Ooh, I see some big magic in our future. Now we go to round 2, and he's preparing another attack. Now, notice this time he's got, oh man, really? When magic was my best? So notice that he's still doing damage to us, but we've got poison as well. This means that if we do not completely prevent the attack, so if we don't stop the entire 5, we'll get poison for 2 each. If we block all 5, we won't get any poison. But additionally, as I mentioned, he's got defenses. He's going to stop the first 7 magic damage we do. Ouch. The first 3 melee, the first 5 ranged. Which is really a bummer because the troll doesn't have much besides magic. Well, he does have that. He does have that. Actually, I think we'll be okay. Especially, here, I'll have him go first. I'm going to have him use the Horn of the Chieftain. So I'm going to go and scan that. And it says a hero of my choice draws 3 cards and can perform an action. So it's going to pick myself. So I'll draw 3 more cards. The second your deck is empty, you shuffle. So I'm going to have almost every card in my deck, which is weird because, again, we're going to add a bunch more cards soon. Okay, now I can do a bonus action. You can see that as the little, like, sort of reddish circle there. All right, so let's get rid of all the magic. We'll save that for a future giant turn. Okay, so we've got some basic attacks here. No defense, though. But that's fine. So let's go ahead and hit him for 3 range. Start working down his defense. And for our dwarf, yeah, I guess we can do ranged as well. Maybe I'll block then and save my melee for another turn, since I'd be wasting 3 damage otherwise. Okay, back to Peter. He played a throwing axe for 2 more, but he's still got 1 action. And actually, what is he going to do for his last action? I guess he will do melee, so well, let's just tank the damage. Whatever. I'm going to do a big melee attack for 4, and then Peter's going to follow up with his own melee attack. And I'll do this Amulet of the Bear bonus attack for a final thing. Get the guy down to 23 life. But now we didn't block at all, so he's going to kick our butt. So we're both going down 5. And it reminds us to take 2 poison tokens as well. And the status effects like this hang out over here. And in phase 5, we're going to lose a life for each poison we have. And there's a status effect that'll show up again in later boss battles. So it can be really bad if you get it early or leave it around. Okay, now we're going to discard. And I'm keeping all my best magic stuff. So I don't need the 3 and the 2. I'm going to keep these for the troll. And then the dwarf's not as magical, so I'll actually keep these in case we want to defend if he doesn't get any more magic. All right, we go into round 3. Uh-oh, rage. This is what that 3 skull meant in the original screen, if you remember back then. Mr. Puppet becomes enraged. The strength of the boss's attacks increases each round. So you'll see, oh my gosh, he's doing 6 or 8 and 6. It went up and 2 poison. I think his defense gets better. Let's see. Come on, Magic Low. Yes. All right. Oh, and that's right. I forgot. They just take a ton of his life. They're like, you might suck. So here you go. -15. I think we might have been able to kill him anyway. But yeah, let's have a Big Peter with his super fireball attack. So that'll do 4 damage. And we'll follow up with our lightning blade. And you can see it goes pretty quickly. And we'll do a magic support to finish him off. So there we go. He's done. Yay, congratulations, you have defeated Mr. Puppet. So that's the end of the tutorial, and then you get to unlock some real stuff. So the rulebook has us go into the loot box, and it has a bunch of stop stuff, but I'm going to show you what we actually would unlock. So first of all, you get the rest of your starting deck. So the dwarf is getting 4 cards for warrior and 4 cards for dwarf. These are more complicated ones, adding them into the deck. By the way, you do reset everything after each boss battle, so you get all your life back. We are not hurt, we are not poisoned. And the troll is also getting their 8 new cards. Then we also get items. So each player gets a healing potion. These have QR codes on the back. And as an action on your turn, you can scan it. The healing potion will let you heal any character for 8 life, because again, if anybody is defeated, you lose. And then you also get a shared item, the backpack. If you scan this one, you draw 3 cards as an action. If you just really don't have any good options on your turn that won't make the boss punish you or something. So this is a shared item. You can use as many times as you want. Since you're wasting actions and not actually playing cards, it's not really a thing you want to be doing a lot. You also get some card reminders to tell you what these do. You get a card reminder for poison, and you get a card for the prince. It shows a general indication of how quickly they're going to get enraged, what their status effect is, poison, and how much life they have. And yeah, let's do one more, because honestly, Mr. Puppet doesn't really have any of the cool mechanics. You'll see that the bosses have hidden things going on. You have to kind of glean and figure out. Let me show you what I mean with the prince. So he has 49 life, gets enraged at round 5, poisoning. Once a charming human prince, his greed and cruelty brought a terrible curse upon him, transforming him into a monstrous frog. With a venomous bite and a slimy tongue, he lashes out at anyone who dares approach. He poisons, flattens, and stomps his enemies without mercy. Push him too far and he begins to swell with rage. A word of advice, don't mention how hideous he looks now. And they did say there's supposed to be clues in here. I've played 3 of the bosses so far, and I'm not sure if I found any, but that's fine. You also have difficulty modifiers down here. I've been playing at the 3rd difficulty, the 2nd highest, and it's been pretty close. We've almost lost every fight. Have not tried the highest yet, and I haven't seen how simplified things get down here. But we'll go ahead and try that. Okay, you may dine with the prince. Today's menu is hero stew. Yay. All right, we're going to do the same stuff, but you'll see a lot of new things will happen, and the app will kind of introduce us. So we'll get our warriors first draw, and the trolls. Welcome to my swamp and your grave. All right. So he's attacking 5 and 6. Oh, with a poison, if I can stop that. So let's look at our new cards, okay? So the dwarf has Runestone. The magic attack is equal to the current round, and then you get an extra action, so it's a free attack, basically. Got some basic attacks. Yeah, everything else is pretty basic. Okay, the troll, though, got a lot of fun stuff. You can imagine some character classes are more complicated. So protection 4, and then if you have 15 or more health points, remove any 2 of your status tokens. So if he was poisoned, you can get rid of them. Shoulder Ram, if you have 15 or more health points, gain 3 points, so he likes to stay healthy. Which, by the way, does mean that some classes might work better. Like if I had the troll with the warrior, he'd have 26 starting life instead of 23. It would be a little bit easier to get those attacks off. Okay, this one is randomized by the app. 1 to 3 damage of each type, but then I lose 2 health. Demonic Pact, protection 5, but I would lose 2 health. Oh, a free 2 magic and a 3 melee. Huh. Oh, well, it seems like there's a pretty good combo here where if I use Demonic Pact first, I can then use the Shoulder Ram to heal the damage I took. But first I would have to do a melee. So we can do melee and magic this round. We can do our free attacks. Yeah, because that's a free magic. Okay. So let's have the dwarf go first, and he can just plink away that 1 armor with his runestone. You attack the prince for the first time. As you can see, the background of his damage type is glowing. From now on, supports of his damage can be deal damage as well. So yeah, just kind of remind you what you've played, and I get a bonus action. What were we doing? We were doing melee and magic. Okay. So I've got my rock cleaver for 4 damage. Let's do that. But wait, what? Poison spit. Mike, you receive 1 poison token. I've already played this guy, so I kind of know what's going on here, but what? So that's a reaction symbol. And here's the thing, this was the boss's first use of an ability with the reaction symbol. You can figure out why the boss used this ability and be able to prevent it in the future. So what happened? I had broken his shield in magic, I broke his shield and did damage in melee. Was it the dealing damage thing? Was it just melee? That's a tricky one. So let's test that out. Let's go ahead and use our Demonic Pact first to get 5 protection, but I am going to take 2 damage. And I kind of want to stop him from getting his poison, but I also want to keep my health high to get my bonus effects. So yeah, forget the dwarf. Boom. Okay, then I lose 2 health. Yep. All right, so then before I get maybe poison again, I'm going to go ahead and block 4 damage with his chest plate. Okay, now let's test things out. I'm going to try the shoulder ram, right? It's another melee attack. Am I going to get poisoned? Do I have 15 health or more? I do, so I heal 3 hit points back. Okay, and they're reminding me about the backpack. Wait, I didn't get poisoned. Why didn't I get poisoned? Even though I did a melee attack. Well, let's try Brass Knuckles. That's also a melee attack. Let's see what happens there. Okay, I didn't get poisoned there either. So you might be able to figure it out. I'm not going to say what it is, but see if you've got an idea. By the way, let's go ahead and try our free magic attack for 1 additional action. Okay, didn't get poisoned there either. All right, so now what do I want to do? Do I want to do my ritual dagger, or do I want to stop Peter from getting poisoned again? You know what? I'll be nice. I'll go ahead and use my grandma's helmet to block the last of his damage. And I do have 15 or more health points, so I could get rid of 2 status tokens, but it doesn't matter here because I don't have any. All right, now it's the boss's turn. He didn't attack at all. Yay! Oh, but I still lose 1 hit point from Peter's 1 poison, or Mike, or whatever, the dwarf. Oh no, but look! Tongue Lash here with the most health points. Right now we're tied, so I'll pick the dwarf. Loses 4 health and takes 1 poison damage. Uh-oh. This is the boss's first use of an ability with a recurring symbol. So this is going to happen at the end of each round, although it's at different intervals, so you'll see he might do something different next round. So yes, if you can't tell already, there's a lot more going on than you might think. Oh, what do we want to discard? We could do pretty good range. I think we already did a lot of melee, so I'm going to ditch the melee. I'll keep this, though, because that seems pretty awesome. All right, we go into round 2. I could tell you were beginners. Okay, 6 and 1 poison, 4 and 2 poison. And he's got mostly magic defense this round. Well, let's see. The dwarf is almost exclusively, in fact, he's only got a support for melee, Rune of Vengeance. Strength of this attack is equal to the value of the boss attack targeting you. If this attack deals 9 or more damage, lose 4 health points. Well, it sucks I only got a 4 attack coming this turn. Then I could block it all with chainmail, so that seems like a good 1-2 punch. Now, can this guy do range this turn? He can heal. He can do magic. And he can do his Meteor Shower. Maybe I'll do Meteor Shower, Toad Smoothie, and Grandpa's Belt. Well, here, let's have Troll go first. I don't think he's going to be attacking as much. All right, so let's try Toad Smoothie. So I'm going to have the dwarf heal 3, get him back to full. And the dwarf will draw 2 cards. Oh, man, he's got even more defense. What's this one? Remove 1 status token of your choice from a hero of your choice. Ooh, that'll get rid of 1 of his poisons. Well, it's only 2 protection otherwise. I'm not sure if that's worth spending a whole action. Okay, then for the dwarf. Well, let's do Rune of Vengeance before we block it all, right? Okay, so we broke through his armor, did 2 damage to him. Oh, we got Poison Spit. Why'd we get that? Oh, what the hell? Let's go and do a Meteor Shower. That should be fun. Okay, so we got only 1 damage there, 2 there, 2 there, and I lose 2 health. But I didn't get the lick. So is it just, what does it mean? I don't know. Well, here, we'll try throwing some titanium dagger. Is that the guy? All right, no poison. No, we only got 1 action left each. I mean, I can save all my big magic attacks for next turn and go big on magic, so let's do Grandpa's Belt. And he's going to do the 4 protection on himself, so I'll do 3 over here. And yep, let's do Chainmail, stop that 2 poison from coming in entirely. Very nice. All right, but let's see what he does. So he's attacking Peter for 3 and 1 poison. And then the dwarf is down to 19, and Peter's down to 17 from the poison. Oh no. And we each lose 4 health points from his end of round effect. So last time it only targeted the person with the most health. This time it hit us both. And I'm going to keep all of the trolls cards to try to get a big spell turn off. Which means I guess I'm going to get rid of all of these for the dwarf in his hope to draw something else. And he got all melee. Well, that kind of makes sense. You should be ashamed to still be alive. It's round 3. Remember, he gets crazy in round whatever it is. Remember that you have 2 healing potions. Use them before you die. Yeah, thanks. I think I'm going to have the dwarf go first because I see he has some nice things. Look, he's got Rune of the King. Each hero draws 1 card, and I get to do a whole nother action. So there's some more options for us. And look at this awesomeness. Chivalrous Assistance. The boss attack targeting you is canceled, and then I steal another hero's boss attack. So here we go. We'll just take Peter's attack. So, boop. Got rid of 1 entire attack. Very nice. All right, now what do I want to do? I'm going to do it with this. Deja Vu. I'm going to use Deja Vu to play my Meteor Shower again. I play 1 card from my discard pile or the top card of my draw pile. Then I remove the played card from the game for the rest of the boss fight. Yikes. All right, here we go. Let's see how our Meteor Shower works. All right. Okay, good. We got some rain. Okay, we broke through magic. I lose 2 health. Okay. Yep, they just remind me. Okay. All right, hey, now I can do this as a free action. It's 2 melee attack, and then I get to do an extra action. Okay, no, all right, I mean, he's not doing anything. So I guess let's try to hit him hard with the Sword of the Ruby Guard as my bonus action. I'll be honest, y'all, I actually don't really know why. Okay, now I got Poison Spit. Is it because I hit him too hard? I've been pretending that I know what I'm saying with this stuff. I actually don't know how it works. Let's try magic instead. This is also a 4 damage attack. Well, let's try a 2 magic with 2, or 2 melee with 2 protection. See if that... Oh, crud, I forgot. Prince has lost half his life. His attack and shields increase, and they increase immediately. Although his attack already being canceled is still canceled, so that part's good. Okay, and I'll get the 2 protection, obviously. Well, let's see. So at this point, we can't really do much with the final action. I might actually use Horn of the Chieftain to have the dwarf draw 3 cards, and hopefully get a defensive card as a final action. And I didn't really. What is this? Oh, the next round ability of the boss is prevented, but then removed from the game for the rest of the fight. Heck yeah, I'm going to use that. That's friggin' great. So my anti-boss 3000 is deployed. All right, so the boss is going to hurt the dwarf a lot. I probably need to use a potion on him. So I'm going down to 11. I've got 5 poison. So I'm down to 6 life. Ugh. The troll's at 9. Not that much better, actually. Okay, but then he was going to do Poison Spit. It's prevented by the anti-boss 3000. Yay. But remember, he's angry. Oh, no, he's not actually enraged yet. I have more important things to do than crush you. So I really want to take him down as quickly as I can, but I got to not die. Okay, 7 hits plus 2 poison, so he would die. If you kill them, you don't have to deal with like the poison the rest of the round. And I'm taking 7 with 1 poison, so if I use a potion, that would put me to 14 minus 8, 13. So I can actually... Oh, that's right. He's got his end of round effect as well. So let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to keep me alive the best. All right, let's have him go first. Because he's got some magic attacks that also like heal and stuff. So let's go and do energy drain. I think he's going to... Wait, poison... Oh, shoot. I wasn't even looking. You see how the magic had... Well, you can't see it now, but it had the same as the melee. It had a thing that said there was poison on it. Obviously, you're going to take poison when you do that. But I still get to heal to 11. And I think I'm going to go and use my potion, once per battle for each of us, to heal me to 14, which we already know is not enough. And then he'll do his flame shield, 2 attack and 2 defense. So right now, he's going to take 7 damage. He'll have 1 life left before the boss's thing. That's the problem. And I think the boss is doing the one that hits each of us for 5 because he alternates. So shoot, man, we might not be able to survive no matter what. Well, let's try doing my chest piece. Giving myself 4 more defense. So, okay, now I'm going to take 6 damage from poison down to 8, 1 damage from him down to 7, and then I think 5 more from the thing. Okay, so he has to use his potion, I think, to survive. So we got no more healing potions, but he's at 19. But God, we're not like doing any damage. All right, well, he's got a nice 3 magic attack, so he'll go in and slam the guy with that before we stop. Oh, that was it? It's already the boss's turn? Oh, man. Okay, so... 13, another poison for the dwarf. Down to 12. Okay. Yep, we already did that. Poison. That's 7 life. And 9. But then, if I remember correctly, yep. Oh, man, I don't think we're going to win this time. I barely won the last time I fought this guy on this difficulty. All right, so I'm getting rid of anything that is not, like, huge. Is basically my thought. But he's going to have extra defense and everything. That's enough. No more playing around because he's getting enraged. Oh, no. Oh, nice. Oh, no. Never mind. Oosh. I was going to have the dwarf do his, where is it? Rune of Vengeance, do 9. But if this attack deals 9 or more damage, you lose 4 health points. And right now it would deal 9. But I also have a free attack that... deals damage equal to the current round. That's amazing. And the dwarf's got something that deals damage equal to the current round. If I can get like 1 protection on the dwarf. 1 protection. Well, we might just be able to kill him with our other attacks because there's so many free things here. So, okay, I'm going to whack him for 5 damage from the round. Okay, but then I get to go again. Bow and club for 4 because, again, we're not caring about poison anymore. And I do not have 15 health points or more to get the bonus. All right, let's do the rune stone. Which means we'll get double poison, but it's doing 3 damage after getting through the shield. All right. We get a bonus action. We've done melee and magic. So let's do another big melee attack. Down to 6. Oh, Arcane Overload gives me a free action. Yeah, we've got this guy easily, right? And we get one more. Let's do Magic Explosion. Okay. So we were just able to hold out and do tons and tons of damage with our best cards at the end. We have a billion poison, but it doesn't matter. You actually defeated me, but could someone still give me a kiss? And then we would get to unlock some more stuff. So this is cool. We would get these 5 loot cards, and each player could add them to their deck. And you can also take out 1 card for each loot you have. So keep your deck 20 cards, but have better and better stuff. And you can also swap your loot cards out however you want. And as you get farther, you can have more loot cards each time. But it's to show them because they're really cool. Curse Breaker gets rid of curses. You'll find out what those are if you ever play the second boss. I'm not going to show that right now. Banner of Courage lets another hero perform an action and you perform another action, so that's a free action. Living Boots is great. 1 protection, a hero draws 1 card and you get a free action. Arcane Monocle is +3 attack for both ranged and magic. Crazy. Blade of Wind, 3 attack for a free action. So yeah, I think I'd probably give that to the warrior. And then maybe Arcane Monocle, or maybe one of the more defensive ones. But that's how the game would go. You also unlock the Lucky Charm, which is another item you can use, like the backpack, as much as you want for 1 action. And it makes you play the next card from your deck blindly. But you'll see sometimes with curses, that's a good option. You get a card explaining curses, you get the next boss, you get a deck full of curses. Just lots of cool stuff. And there are, I think by my count, 11 bosses in the box. 11 or 12, and you've seen only 2 of them. And you saw, like, I barely won on the second highest difficulty, so I don't even know if I could beat that first boss on the highest difficulty yet. But there you go. That is a taste of the first little bit of Boss Fighters QR. I will have a full review once I play through more of the game. But I think if you can get past that basic QR functionality, I think this game is really cool. So I'm excited to play more of it and see what else it has to offer. So thanks for watching, everybody, and a special thank you to our biggest Patreon supporters, J. William F., Steve Wren, Pedro Lucas, Miles, KCW, Andrew R., and Chris C. We'll see you at the next stop.